It's M80 and Wildcard as game number 6. Both teams currently tied atop the North American League leaderboard at 12 points. Wildcard went on that 4-0 win streak and haven't won a game since because they lost their only game from yesterday. And now M80 are suddenly climbing the ladder and they're right there with them.
Yeah, the winner of this game locked in for first place at the end of today, and we've run the numbers, we've done the math. If they win in regulation, whether it ends up being M80 or Wildcard, locked in for top 6, will be in playoffs if you can get the full 3 points here today.
Nice.
Which that's massive. That's where you want to be. That's where that's where everyone wants to be. But the most important thing is, who is it going to be? This is the most exciting match of the day. I'm excited to see what M80 shows, but I'm also excited to see what Wildcard is going to bring towards M80.
Both teams right now 4-1. M80 dropped 1 game on Cafe a little bit earlier. Wildcard dropped 1 game so far, and that was just yesterday, trying to see if their hot streak from the first week can actually continue into something substantial. We can talk about all the individual players or how the teams are doing all we want, but we just want to dive right into things because everybody in the server is rearing and ready to go. Jesse, what map are we going to?
I said bank. We'll see if I'm correct on that call or not as the map vetoes run on in. Again, the last map banned Skyscraper instead to come on through for these two teams. Very uncommon ban for Wildcard, so not shocking that they've ended up here. For M80, solid record on the year. They did lose to Sonics in a close game, but since that loss, they've beaten M&M and Dark Zero, the latter coming into the Gamers Without Borders Grand Finals, and it was a 7-2.
So we know how M80 plays Skyscraper. The thing is, we don't know what Wildcard, how they play it. And that's an advantage to Wildcard is they have that VOD. M80 is going to have to go into this totally blind.
The crazy thing is, Adam just gave us a quick tips video on this map and said that he hasn't scrimmed it very much. I don't know if that's him. I mean, I don't know when it was recorded, obviously.
Mental game.
I was going to say, at some point, you have to scrim this, and you wouldn't have let it all the way through a ban phase if you weren't at least somewhat confident in it. So just without really giving too much rationale, because we really want to jump into things. Actually, I think one player left the lobby, so we actually might have a second. Lax, I love what M80 is doing. Wildcard only won in the first week. Is there anything to suggest that maybe they've cooled off a little bit since last week?
I think they've cooled off due to the fact they aren't playing Border, playing their best map. I think they're being tested in different areas and their map pools, and it's gone to show that Border by far is their best map.
Sure.
Easily.
Yeah, I think when you go back and you look at their last loss, of course, that was yesterday against Oxygen, Clubhouse being the map definitely was a huge part of it. There were certain bomb sites where they just couldn't really get into things. It felt like the tacking onto the basement on Clubhouse was a real struggle point for them. They just couldn't manage to find that vertical pressure.
It looked like a brick wall.
It did. It really did. And so whether or not Skyscraper plays the same, obviously we have yet to see. I will say of the 5 games that Wildcard have played before this one today, they only ever banned Skyscraper once. So I do have some confidence that they are strong on this map, regardless of what they've been saying in their content pieces, because otherwise I'd expect to see this map banned a little bit more often from them.
All right, well, the time for talk is over. The time for action is now. The battle for North American #1 commences right now. It's Robert Flynn and Harry Dempster with the call.
Again with the legal names. Jacob, having a fun time on the desk.
Who's
Thank
Harry
you, boys.
Dempster? Who's that?
Never heard of him. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, for the last map of the day. Don't forget, this isn't Super Week, so we have 6 more best of ones tomorrow. And as Jacob so eloquently said, my name is Robert Flynn. This is Harry Dempster. We're bringing you Skyscraper between M80 and Wildcard, and as the desk so astutely said, they did some math. If either team wins in regulation, they will clinch a playoff position. As Lax said as well, Wildcard getting tested on maps that are not Border. Should be interesting. They have not won on a map that is not Border thus far. So I think for Wildcard, this should be a very interesting demonstration of their abilities on Skyscraper. Like Jesse said, not often banning it. So for Wildcard here, way to prove that you're still on top, taking down the team that wants to be on the #1 slot heading into tomorrow.
Yeah, and Skyscraper is very different than the kind of maps they've already played for Wildcard. Bank, Border, and Clubhouse are the only 3 that they've played. Skyscraper doesn't play like Border, where it's fast and furious. Not really. Is it big open map, where you have to try and take it step by step like Bank and Clubhouse? Not really either. It's a very heavy utility map whenever it comes to attacking it. Defenders, a lot of things going for them. It's a map that's kind of split into 2 halves. You have the, karaoke and tea room side, and then you have the offer side. That's how this map plays out. So you kind of have to pick what side you want to push from and go from there. So you have to be very focused on how you do your utility dumping and also how well you can get your refrags, and also on a map like Skyscraper.
Most of the operators coming off the board. We'll start with a Thermite, then the Montaigne gets banned away again. Away from the availability, but it was M80 that banned it themselves this time, taking out the Solus as well. Wildcard will round things out, banning the Fenrir. So we saw that content piece coming from Adam saying that Fenrir, very powerful operator on Skyscraper.
Yep.
Now Wildcard will be starting on defense, so they take it away from themselves, but they also take it away in the second half from M80.
Of course, and also they have a Zami which they can fall back onto. That's probably the other ban that you would look at. If it's not Fenrir, it should be a Zami. She can lock down a lot of really good areas. Whenever I kind of mentioned it, separate it into two. A Zami fortifies the kind of middle point between both areas. It fortifies in towards Drum and also fortifies in towards Dragon, in towards Shrine. So that's where you're going to see a lot of your Zami is in those two areas. Skyscraper for M80. It's not one of their favorite maps. It's not one of their big maps that you say, wow, they're so good in this one. They've had losses, they've had wins, so it's there or thereabouts. But as a team like M80, their map pool is really deep. You know, an okay map for M80 is kind of equivalent of like a good map for most of the other teams in the league.
Well, for M80 and especially Kino, he's loving the Cali. We've seen a lot of Cali in the last 2 days on Bang from M80 and Kino.
Troll pick, you know,
5
just
seconds to go.
Bringing it back out again here on Skyscraper. And we will be starting on Team Karaoke to start things off for Wildcard's defenses. And I imagine, honestly, the roam and the aggression from Wildcard is going to match their border performances here on Sky.
I hope so.
Just because that playstyle seems to fit very well with the map in both of these teams, honestly. This looks like a barn burner of a very, very aggressive game from both sides. I'm really looking forward to seeing if Wildcard really do have what it takes to assert themselves against a top team in NA and try and push themselves deeper into that playoff position. They will secure one with a regulation win.
I just don't want to see them give away these careless kills. It's all good to play, you know, aggressive, especially considering you know you're against a team like M80, where we've already seen today on Bank Rob, where if you give them that breathing room, they will just mow you down on their final execute. So I want to see them almost set up like, you know, these layers, you know, like an onion. You have these different kind of layers that you just keep falling back into. That's the way Skyscraper should be. You start off towards Office, you see the setup happening here. They'll slowly start to drop off into Drum, in towards Dragon Man, and then finally back into the actual bomb site. At that stage, there's hardly any time left. There's no utility for M80. That should be the game plan for Wildcard. I hope they can do those basics right.
Well, you can see the Yazamis being used to cover up breach holes made by can openers here from Spoit. He's utilized both of them, one on the solo wall top the main stairs and one on the office double wall. Lots of shots ring out, but at the midway point in the round, we've yet to see an attacker for M80 enter the building. There may be one who has entered down below in bedroom just now. Spoit losing a lot of health out on the balcony. This is a good hold here for Wildcard as another Kiba barrier gets dismantled on that single wall breach. Merc still persisting here in exhibition. Now thinking about a fallback. Have to worry about that breach as the Kibas got taken out. For Wildcard here, they've killed a lot of time, they've eaten up a lot of utility, and they've done more damage than M80.
Oh, a lack of drones coming in for M80. Merc gets a freebie as the jump goes in. That's what I don't want to see. Wildcard giving away kills that really shouldn't be happening. Gomez gets an absolute freebie as Spirits aggresses onto him from the stairs where he doesn't need to do so. M80 are actually struggling because they don't have, I think, enough grenades realistically to start trying to take this side of the map. Merc has done extremely well, and this is what I talk about, Rob. The fall off. You just go back. You go back to wave 2. Wave 1 has collapsed, so that's fine. You came on top, and then you can go in towards Drum. You can play behind this big piece of cover. You can just deal even more damage.
Well, it's down to Gomez on 50 HP after his engagement with Merc, and Adam will drop Diaz and the case, so it leaves the Yana alone, pushing up onto Drum. One frag grenade, tossing it out, will get caught by the Magnet as well. He's just trying to stop the rotation out of Geisha and try and push a defender out of a comfortable position, but it's Packer turning the corner at a T-door with the shotgun point blank, and it's Wildcard taking round number 1.
Yeah, they've done what they needed to do. That's how Skyscraper should be played. It's just those layers just keep falling back. As soon as you start getting a little bit of pressure, back you go again. Use the utility. I think we need more utility from M80. You need more nades. You really do. You look at the Azamir barriers. They were a big issue. And even just some of the positions as well. You know, a nade gets rolled into maybe where Merc is playing. You know, Merc is in a square box. You throw the nade anywhere near that, he's going to die. So I think a little bit more of that. We've seen lack of droning as well. You know, a very simple kill came the way of Merc just by somebody vaulting in for a breach because he had no idea he was there. Little moments like that.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Well, rotating the bomb site now as they can't return to T and Karaoke. Wildcard will then head back to the position on the map, at least, that they held for the majority of the round. Office and Exhibition here for round number 2 for Wildcard. And like you say, not enough utility being brought for M80 trying to displace any of those roamers holding on the far side of the map. And again, we see the mirror windows being placed down. Try and get some intel anyone outside of the office double wall as that wall, again, was reinforced previously, and this time they'll leave one panel soft to try and aggress towards the balcony. It's actually both panels soft now. So for Wildcard here, changing up the setup in office a little bit, having it be the bomb site as opposed to opposite. We'll see what M80 does here to try and counter as there's a mirror window facing either direction. They're going to run into one eventually, so Spoit will be the one. We'll have to contend with those.
M80, what will their approach be? Should be just get the breach open. That's the main thing you want to look at. Mirror window is obviously going to cause issues for them. You can set them up in positions that can easily be bandit trick, for example, but nobody looking to bring said bandit for Wildcard. They have no wall denial whatsoever. Obviously, keep in mind that, you know, Tide is up, which is always a big one that you would like to see in a map like Skyscraper, but you see that they've left the wall soft anyway. I suppose the kind of mentality is it'll probably get opened, so what's the point of even trying to stop it? So, you know, I like the thought process from Wildcard. That wall's going to be an issue, because that being opened up means that Packer can't play his mirror window. Therefore, this whole idea of just opening up the breach and using the mirror window doesn't really work out if you can't play behind it.
Yeah, I think you can see their Packer pinging, and I imagine calling for Adam to come and cover from terrace, cover the balcony door there so no one can swing onto him if that Kiva barrier that is now patchworked over the breach hole. It's actually Packer himself who's going to do it. I guess Adam had better things to do at the moment, so Packer will have to cover himself for a moment. And for right now here, this attack is kind of going slowly. The mirror's getting taken care of, and it seems like it was with the Hibana pellets coming out from Spoit. Now he's just dancing with the devil here as Packer on the minibar, trying to work his way between two breach holes. The flashbangs come pouring in. He'll be full blinded, and here comes the collapse.
Oh, he sprinted in Gomez, and finally, I think it was Diaz who eliminated him. And M80, they've killed the target man, but kills have actually came back and forth, and it's a 2 versus 2. Wildcard Spirits playing deep, has got a kill back, and Adam, he has found iconic lacking a 1 versus 2. Spoit, such low HP, and Wildcard have cleaned up. Blink and you miss it, Rob.
Big comeback there, and a big flank back through terrace there from Adam on the Legion, so gave him a little grief earlier not coming to help Packer. I guess he had the right decision. He could see a little deeper into the future than I can, and all credit to him because he made the right play at the right time. The collapse back to the bomb site, him and Spirits both standing up tall. Now M80, once again, some attacking problems. This has been a theme of the day, unfortunately, for M80, and I think right now for them, regrouping. This will be Wildcard being forced to go to the tertiary bomb site, which I imagine will be Kitchen and Barbecue. We haven't seen too many house defenses, and it will be Kitchen and Barbecue for Wildcard to try and complete the clean sweep, and they've been looking pretty good. They killed a lot of time in round number 1 in the office side, and then they lose a few bodies, but the resilience there for Wildcard to bounce back, and it looked like a 2v4 at the end. A beautiful round there for Wildcard to survive and pick up another round, trying to go 3 for 3 on the defense and head back upstairs to some comfortable territory.
10 seconds to go.
Here we go again. Another defense. Wildcard is this maybe where Wildcard are really going to show us that they are, you know, they are them. Because I mean, we've watched Wildcard, and they've been, you know, the real kind of Cinderella story that we've had, I think, throughout this stage is Wildcard just blowing everyone away. But I think that this matchup that they have now is the pressure test to really see if they are the real deal. We've seen them go up against Oxygen, they lost. If they lose to M80, then I think they've kind of submit themselves as they're good, but they're not quite there yet to really compete with, you know, the juggernauts of the league. If they go in here and sweep M80 like 7-2, 7-3, oh, we've got a team.
Clutch deployed.
I was gonna say, you know, Skyscraper slightly defender-sided, but even in that round there, you know, M80 got some really good picks. They got some really good breaching accomplished. They made basically Packer's mirror at the minibar irrelevant to the conversation, and yet still a good holdout there for Wildcard. Good crossfire established between Adam and Spirits at the end, so even in a disadvantaged position, still able to come away with the victory. It's very impressive for Wildcard and for M80. Trying to get some top control here is working their way through the top floor by Geisha and into the entrance from the top of Black Stairs. Will assist them in getting down towards the bomb site eventually.
So breaches start to be opened up and gives M80 a way in. Finally, Kino has realized that, yeah, Kali is not the operator that you should be playing, and has went for something, you know, normal. A Ying. That's what we're used to seeing from Kino. He's trying to really push the boat out and playing Kali, but there's a reason why we don't see Kali. There's a reason for that. Ying's just going to help them a lot more, I think, to actually just get into the building, but Packer ain't letting them in nowhere. Jumps out an Iconic. You even seen Iconic. He was so sure someone's going to jump out on him, and it still happens to him.
Candelas go raining out, and Spirits will persevere inside of T, trying to hold on as the Candelas aren't coming close. There's actually an injury there, and it is Kino. He will be rezzed, but now very low on HP, down to 20, as it seems like everyone for M80 trying to file their way into Geisha. Spirits sees the silhouette momentarily, might be behind the wall. Gomez, though, will collect Adam right behind him. So Spirits still undetected in this position. Might have a huge play to make on this round. You just got to pick the right angle to look at to begin the engagement. But absolutely will not turn the corner, and actually Gomez wins it out. Kino grabs Merc as well, so a 3v2 now for M80 to try and descend back down towards the bomb site. It's just Packer and Surf left for Wildcard.
20 seconds, but Kino has no Yings, no Candelas left available for himself. So that means that they have to try and play just with guns. One flashbang from Gomez is all that remains of any form of utility. Diaz will go for the drop, but what a swing! What a swing from Surf! Kills the player who was looking to go for the plant. Packer, no! Overextends himself in towards Barbecue, gets taken out. M80 have pulled away with 20 seconds to go. That doesn't matter to them. We've seen what they can do, Rob. As long as they are ahead in the final few seconds, they will win that round.
Man, good reaction there from Gomez on the Nomad top side to catch Spirits. I'm very confident nobody on M80 had any clue he was there. It was just Gomez winning out the engagement. M80's going to take attack here. As that round was also very close. Packer was very, very close to clutching that one up as well. 6 seconds ticking away on the clock there, and still had to worry about going for a plant, which would have made it a 1v1 in terms of guns still up. It's a close one. It was a close one. But nonetheless, on the tertiary site, Wildcard will fall. M80 will now take attack heading into what is most likely going to be a T and karaoke defense from Wildcard for the second time around. They don't want it to stall out as miserably as it did the first time around trying to aggress through office.
This is certainly a timeout that I think M80, they need to go for. I think use it early, especially on a map like Skyscraper, where we know attacks are the more difficult side of things. And look, Wildcard have looked good for those first 2 rounds and even portions of that 3rd round, but it's the attacks that's going to break you. Skyscraper is a very difficult map to attack. I mentioned before with the way just it's layered up, you have to be really good with your utility spam. You know, some of the best teams in the world will struggle with that, like Skyscraper. I don't think we've ever actually seen a team come in and play like the perfect Skyscraper. Maybe the closest team would be, I think probably the best team I've seen play Skyscraper would probably be like your BDSs, but you know, they're creme de la creme. That they, you know, are kind of the anomaly because they are just that good. But for, you know, your average regional leagues, it's not one that we expect to see teams play absolutely perfect on because it is so difficult. Teams are still figuring it out a little bit.
We're going to see the same setup on the far side here for Wildcard over towards Office and Exhibition. And this, I don't know why you wouldn't run back the same thing twice if it worked so well the first time around. Gonna, again, reestablish a 2-round lead here, keep the momentum going on the defensive side. But like I said, for M80, time control and the ability to progress through the far side or ignore it entirely. If you can come up with another way to get towards the bomb site that doesn't involve standing outside on the office balcony for 2 minutes, then all the power to you. It looks like they are going to run their head back into that wall, though, with office. Let's see if they can get it done in a timelier fashion.
Again, An extension. Gonna make sure that they can delay the time of M80 as best as they can. The only issue that M80 is going to struggle with is the electrifications of the wall now. As we see the Kite Claws come into play. So that single wall towards house stairs is going to be electrified off. They can't get in there. And then also the main office breach is also going to be electrified. So they don't have a lot of options, M80, to really get in towards that top floor. With no EMP grenades, didn't go for the Thatcher, not even an EMP grenade on the Dokkaebi, for example. So it is a little bit of a worry, as we said, for M80. I wonder if maybe they're going to try and just forget about that side and go just more direct, go in for Geisha, perhaps.
The shots rang out. They've dealt with the Kite Claw on the office wall. So now this will be opened up by the can opener of Kino. They do actually start making some progress in, a lot faster than they did last time around. Wildcard also not utilizing the same number of personnel as last time. They're definitely not hard holding it. They have fallen back pretty deep towards the bomb site now, which has afforded M80 the opportunity to push in towards Terrace, in towards Dragon, try and set up outside of T and actually get a site execute going, as there really wasn't a site execute the last time M80 attacked the site.
Yeah, M80, I think, have hopefully have learned from their mistakes during the last time they attacked this. It looks as if they're set up better now to try and gain some control. Again, the Ink's going to do them a lot more justice than what the Cali was last time, and now they are inside a drum, but no kills on the board, which is probably the worrying thing for M80. I think you need to get some kills to at least open up the bomb site a little bit and maybe have an option of going for a plant if you can, but Wildcard have played it very safe, very slow, and they still got plenty of utility. 2 C4s and 2 impacts they can utilize to deny that plan.
Adam on the peak there, doesn't collect, but there goes Kino with an assist from Spirits' Nitro. Same result. Now Diaz cannot connect onto Adam either. Persevering inside of Geisha. There goes Diaz. Spirits jumping into the fray. Geisha refuses to be withdrawn from for Wildcard. Gomez now pushing his way up black stairs on a flank. It's a 2v4. It's him and Iconic to work their way out of this. Again, not much time. Good shot there on a Spirits. Bring it down to a 2v3, but no diffuser. The trade out there. And now it's just Iconic alone. Jumps into Geisha. The SMG-12 will decapitate Adam. But now again, no diffuser, no time. Nothing left there for M80 to salvage. It's Wildcard. Again, coming away victorious on this T and karaoke defense.
Yeah. I mean, M80 just a whole lot of nothing, really. They cleared out players, you know, they fell back. They had complete access to what they wanted. They had a minute to go, but with Wildcard playing it so safe and just playing their crossfires and making sure that they can communicate with each other, utilizing the C4 kills that happen as well. Yeah, I think Wildcard didn't really have to do a whole lot, but that's because M80 they didn't make Wildcard have to do a lot. M80 played it very scared, very timid. I think Black Stairs and Black Door was very underutilized there as well. Everyone was just coming from one side. Geisha wasn't even cleared out as well. And a guy playing behind the boxes and Geisha, that shouldn't be happening. Just a couple of issues there for M80, but Wildcard, all credit to them.
Absolutely, all credit to Wildcard here. They're playing lights out, and seems like the pace just needs to be picked up here for M80 on the attacking side, as they've gone very slowly through all of their attacking rounds thus far, except for the attacking round where they were attacking this specific bomb site. They had the huge man advantage. It was a 4v2 entering, about 45 seconds left in the round, but that site collapse just got picked apart by the remaining 2 members of Wildcard and Spirits and Adam. So this is, I would say, honestly, the bomb site, other than Barbecue and Kitchen, where they were successful, this is where they had the most success and the most efficiency on being able to enter in towards the bomb site with enough time on the clock to do something substantial. So this one here for M80, it's a good chance to bounce back, and then it'll either be a repeat on this site or a head back to Kitchen and Barbecue for Wildcard. There's still an opportunity here for M80 to tie things up.
Plenty of time, but they need to get things moving, and Kino's back on the Cali, which, I mean, like, Thatcher's up, bro. You don't need to. And I know that people are, probably Fresh Allen will probably try and, I say Fresh, Jack Fresh Allen, he'll try, because he thinks that, like, Cali's like such a good operator because it's great in this meta. You can clear keeper barriers and shields, and you can get rid of utility and stuff like that. Bro, the gun, you can't function if you can't shoot them. It's a one-shot, that's fine. It's a bolt-action sniper rifle you're going to war with. That's not going to be a machine gun. We know that.
Haven't seen a whole lot of success with Kino on the Cali either in terms of the fragging department, like you say. He has cleared a decent amount of utility, and the soft destruction afforded by the caliber-based destruction on that weapon, still pretty impressive, but like you say, it's that SMG-9 that's really going to be your saving grace, and it's a secondary SMG against some primary SMGs that are pretty strong. Nonetheless, the wall gets opened up as it was. I don't know where the hell Packer thinks he's going, but that's just, hey, you want to get Kino some kills with the rifle, he's going to do it eventually if you give them to him like that. Beautiful shots there from Merc, though, in response will drop Kino, so it looks like his reign of terror on the Cali sniper ends at 1. Now Merc going for the jump. He's able to clean up Kino, but surrenders his life to Iconic. Good response here for M80.
Oh, Gomez, I love it, going up the hatch, using the Gyro hook, but a C4, that'll lock down Gomez. Diffuser cold in the middle of the site. Brilliantly picked up there from Spirits. He just got a glimpse of somebody go up through the hatch, and he thought, well, there's only one person who can do that. Gets that C4 kill, and now M80 are in a dire position because Diffuser cold, they can't plant anywhere. Really, that's safe now. You know, behind the bar, which is ideally where you wanted to go, it's going to be opened up. You can still have Spirits below to try and deny that, but Spoit, he repositions, he picks up the Diffuser, he wins his one against Surf. Deagle comes out. Oh no, Spoit has been killed through the flooring. Yellow pings come in from, I assume, the Valkyrie cameras. Yes, it is going to be the case of Valkyrie cameras. It looks as if they've been destroyed though, Rob, because nobody's on them now.
About the Deagle, and he's got the lineup, and he drops Iconic to 1 HP. Again, trying to reestablish the plant on top of the table now. Oh, he might have just seen his head through the floorboards, but it doesn't matter, as now Spirits is going to try and reascend the main stairs. Spots the head of a member of M80 just for a moment. He's got Diaz on full HP to contend with, but he has done so much damage to Iconic with that Deagle already. But it's Iconic nonetheless to get the plant down on like the 4th attempt, survive the Deagle, and win the round for M80. So another successful attack here onto Office and Exhibition that leaves the remaining choices for Wildcard, both bomb sites where they've surrendered around.
Oh, a scary round though, Rob. They've won it, but that could have went horrendously wrong. Iconic, as soon as he took 1 inch of damage, he was off. Didn't stick it, didn't want to risk it. Just, we know he's below. If he knows where I am, there's no point. Just, he had to keep moving, had to keep Spirits thinking, but Spirits had a really good attempt, but I have to come back to this from Merc. What possessed him to go for the jump out after getting that down, I'll not know, but he just puts his team in such a weakened state. He was really the main player in that site, stopping them moving for the breach, stopping Spoit jumping in through split window. As soon as he leaves his position, he's gone. The bomb site's open. So I really don't understand why he's went. It's just, the only thing I can think of is he's just so greedy to get the kill. That's all I can think of.
It certainly seemed like an odd choice. And I don't know if he knew it was Kino. He got a pretty good look at him while he was shooting him.
Hey, you've seen the down. I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, he did see the down.
So it seems like if you were trying to trade out someone, you know, with a little more utility left, or someone who's going to be more influential in the round, like we said, the Cali sniper, not going to be the most devastating weapon to go up against at the end of the day. So it just seems like an odd one to really send your life for. Wildcard almost come away with it anyway with the bottom control from Spirits, but here we are looking to level things up. Our M80 will be attacking onto Office and Exhibition once again. So we do have 1 reinforced wall instead of both being soft once again. And now we've got Kino on the Blitz, so he's gotten off of the Cali and the Ying. Spoit will take his Ying. He'll hop on the Blitz, still with the Amaro, so this could be a fast round for M80.
Yeah, Gomez is probably going to try and go up the hatch again. With the Blitz, you have 2 real options that you can go fast with if you want to attack this. Obviously, the Ying also comes into play, so this is more of a fluid M80 where they will look for a pocket of space and just explode into it. You have 2 options. Blitz, you can either try and clear the guy in behind minibar, which, as we know, is the position at Wildcard will like to play at least 1 person. It's going to be Packer there again. You just take the one-on-one gunfight, go in through the reinforced wall, try and kill him. Or the other option is you jump in through split window. You can smoke off the double door and straight into Office and try and open up the site. That's your 2 options that you have. It looks as if maybe they're going to try and kill Packer. That's maybe what they're going to go for. But then again, still time yet. They could still make up their mind what they want to go for.
Yeah, same position for Packer, just different operator.
Yeah.
He was playing the mirror the last couple times. Now onto the Bandit. Merc taking a ton of damage as the Azami, I believe, from outside the window or breach again.
Yeah, they're going
getting
Packer.
brazen out there, and here come the smokes, here come the Candelas, there goes the Gara hook, and here comes the rush. Gomez will grab Merc, what was left of him anyway. The spam of hip fire is not
Kino!
connecting, and Kino gets
Stop
cut
him!
down from behind. 2 quick picks there for Wildcard, level the man count at a 3v3. They're unaware of Surf's position. He misses the spray. He's able to finally tap down Iconic to the floor. There goes the diffuser, dropped on the ground as well, evading the nitro cell as Gomez goes sprinting back towards the museum window. Flashes come raining in as he's debating going for the res here. It's going to be a tough position to do so as the diffuser is still left on the ground. Still got some time here, but again, up top on another display, Surf continues to rain terror with the Vector, leaving Diaz the last man standing for M80 as Iconic continues to bleed out on the floor. And there's the collection from Wildcard to get the 4-2 half, and M80 trying to push into the bomb site. Just a few miscues there.
Yeah, Kino, I don't know why he's just not hitting him in the head with the shield. He's point blank right in front of him. He's done a full magazine, 16 bullets, and it's whiffed every single one with a hip fire. He's so close in front, you just hit him. You know, Kino should be straight in. Packer, where is Packer going to move to? He can't see. That place is so small. Just whack him with a shield. Once you whack him, then you have control of the bar. At that stage, that's a blitz behind mini bar where you can't really kill him because you can't see his legs. He's going to stand there behind the bar. Just hit him. Think right. You just be smacking him in the head. And then you're behind bar, you're in a safe position. You can then turn into an information operator. You can give call-outs for your team. Oh, pounding my head against the wall with that.
Well, to give Wildcard some credit there, again, really good job of persevering on that bomb site. It seems like things get out of control on that bomb site for Wildcard, and yet 2 out of 3 times they're able to weather the storm and come away with a round victory. So they walk out of the half at a 4-2 scoreline. Now they have the opportunity on the attack to really create some distance here between M80 and Wildcard. But honestly, we saw this on Bank earlier, M80 going down and then going on a run to end the game, not dropping another round after the half. So the replication of those circumstances for M80 as we saw on Bank earlier today, then that's going to be tough for Wildcard to contend with. But I think Wildcard, they might have it in them to actually make this a very close fight all the way to the end.
We've got a blitz for Wildcard this time around. It's going to be Spirits, and then also Blackbeard from Merc. An operator they won't see all too often, but I suppose if you're just going to stick him in a window, not too bad. And also brings the Claymores, which we see a few times. The jump out certainly can happen on a map like Skyscraper. Only thing you would probably say you're maybe missing from this kind of lineup would be a little bit of soft breach would be the only thing. Knowing that you're going in towards kitchen, there's a good chunk of utility you can open up from above. Rob, you know, you think about barbecue, all of that's destructible. You know, kitchen obviously destructible. So yeah, probably the only thing. But it looks as if they're more focused on like killing the players above than what they really would be with you know, focusing on the objective more than anything.
I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me, but wow, as Merc loses almost all of his health. Somehow not the shield, though. This is about 95 HP. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I would be very confident in saying this is not a bomb site that gets planted on all that often. This is very much a TDM round regardless. The
I'll ask Jesse.
Again.
Jesse?
Yeah, let's see if Jesse can
Tell
get
us.
on that for us. Kino taking some damage in return, I imagine, from the windows as he retreats his way out of Geisha. So Merc still establishing a power position on the karaoke window. Just unfortunate that a gentle breeze will fly him away, unfortunately, as he's just got nothing left. Now Spirit's trying to work his way in the top of Black Stairs, trying to avoid the goo mines. Good response here from M80.
Oh, the shotgun, Kino. That's one that you don't play. You're going to go with the one trick. You're one trick with the shotguns, and that is not the one that you choose. Oh, a great kill for Merc, and now Spoit in the 1 versus 3. The good news is Merc is very low, so that's certainly an engagement that he should try and win out. Impacts to maybe try and hide his sound cues. He tries to dip down towards Black Stairs, but no, never mind. We have the clone come in. They know where he is. Diffuser will get the go-ahead, the green light. But Adam comes off it just for the meantime, maybe waiting for Surf to rotate around to assist him in case Spoit does try and retake below, and Spoit does make the drop down in towards the bar, and going to move in towards barbecue. Adam again going to go for that plant, and Spoit doesn't know where to look, and yeah, an easy cleanup from Surf. Well, Wildcard, we knew they were going to be focused on clearing the players above, but I didn't think it was going to be that easy.
No, and honestly, there for Wildcard, I even said it right before I tossed to you. It was a good response by M80
Yeah.
just because it was a refusal of entry. You know, it was almost a minute 30 of just constantly repelling any possible entry, but a good read there outside of Blackstairs' door as well, and the jump out coming from Shrine. And again, just the power of numbers and the power of the trades there for Wildcard, just too much to handle for M80. And man, a beautiful execution here for Wildcard as they now start to stretch their advantage. A 5-2 lead now. They need 2 more to win in regulation. We have said a few times, if they do manage to win in regulation, they will secure themselves a playoff spot, regardless of what happens with the rest of group stage.
Yeah, nitty-gritty time for MA. They need to get some rounds. I've got an answer from the chick about the stats, and his reply was, lol, who knows?
Fair enough.
Yep, he's got
Well,
one
an odd
job.
stat. I didn't think- yeah.
He does one job.
10
He does
seconds
one
left.
thing
You
with
know
his
what?
little
True.
laptop, and he sits there and he works with numbers every day, and he
5
doesn't even know
seconds
that.
to insertion.
Fraud.
Bud.
Fraud.
Attacker's objective is to locate a
Well,
bomb.
here we
and
go.
defuse
That was
it.
a kitchen and barbecue defense, and now we head directly above it to a tea and karaoke defense coming out for M80. And going to kitchen and barbecue, also an interesting call for M80 to start off the half. Nonetheless, this is still a very
Attackers have
powerful
recovered their
bomb site to
diffuser.
then come to. Scoreline 4-2 or 5-2. And for Wildcard, we'll see if their far side clear can be a little more successful than what we saw from M80's attacks. They really did get stalled out here on this offense balcony for at least half the round both times. First time was more like 2 minutes. See if M80 have the same kind of stalling capacity that Wildcard had as well.
Enemy blocked Gemini.
So this feels almost very deja vu with what we've seen previously whenever it was Wildcard on the defense and they were kind of set up the same way with the zombie barriers blocking up the breaches and slowly falling back. I will say that I think M80 have certainly, you know, retreated much earlier than what Wildcard grew. Wildcard were still here by like a minute to go, Rob, so they were a team that was ready to fight. M80, maybe is this where they know that they are losing 5-2? You know, the gunfights haven't really been going their way. Is this where they get a little bit timid, a little bit quiet now? They want to play safe. They don't want to give kills away. They don't want to risk gunfights that are 50-50s. They just want to play behind their safe utility.
It doesn't look like Gomez wants to play too safe here. And unfortunate there for Merc is he's just waiting and waiting and waiting for some burn to show up, as Merc seemed eager to get into the fight with Gomez. Finally, the burn will come to clear the magnets that caught his first Ash charge to try to displace this deployable
bomb has been
shield.
located.
But ultimately, when the burn does come, Gomez has retreated. So a little bit of time killed there is just inopportune location for the flashbangs. Another Gemini clone gets claimed, and Iconic's position will be known downstairs in the kitchen. So a good flanking opportunity here for Iconic, trying to disrupt this attack round. There's only a minute left here for Wildcard to again get that execute going, and there it is. Iconic is to maintain his position downstairs in kitchen and collect the life of spirits to do so.
Oh, great shot from Spoit. Surf goes down, and finally, a glimmer of light for M80. Spoit starting to warm up in the server. 2 more to fight. Adam responds with 1, but 4 more he has to do. And there's a bit of a gunfight downstairs, and it's gonna be Spoit again, and he finds a triple. They just keep running at him, and he keeps knocking them down. And Adam, you found the first kill. You need 4 more of them, buddy, but Spoit, a quad in the round. Gets M80 woken up a bit, Rob, because for the most part, M80 looked very sad.
Well, it was Spoit making a hero play on Bank that seemed to reignite M80 back into the game. Let's see if he can do it here. Another big round for Spoit on the round, and M80 really needing some momentum here and some encouragement that they can pull this thing all the way back. Still a 2-round deficit, a 5-3 advantage in favor of Wildcard, and here for M80 on the defense, they do have a choice to make. They could try and run back the kitchen and barbecue defense that they tried to start the half with. More than likely, we're going to be going to Office and Exhibition, trying to narrow that lead just to 1 for Wildcard before being forced to go to that tertiary site.
See how they do on the sites which haven't been too favorable. You know, still have to go towards that barbecue kitchen again eventually, which was not the greatest of showings, but let's see if they go for the office, which they will. Just looking at lineups, obviously a big one we have to mention
10
is
seconds
the
left.
Clash comes in. We've seen that Wildcard were very adamant on bringing the mirrors to
5
try and help
seconds
them
remaining.
hold this site. M80 are going to do something similar because, you know, Mira and Clash essentially do the
Attackers are
same
heading out
job,
to
which
defuse the
is
bomb.
information that you can't really deal with too easily. So, I mean, give or take, you know, whatever you want to go for, you can. I think Clash gives you more flexibility, whereas Mirror Windows, you are in a hard-stuck location. I think with the way M80 like to play, having a Clash with that active information, you can rotate the Clash around, it's going to help them a lot more.
Iconic looking to again, just waste some time. Going all the way out on the balcony here.
I mean,
Get a
this is
vision on.
an issue, Rob, because how do you really deal with this Clash? What do you have? A nade? That ain't gonna do much.
Yeah, maybe. Not a lot of util specific for dealing with the Clash here on Wildcard side. They will have to contend with an impact trick on the solo wall, as well as the zombie Kiva barriers, net patchwork again. So yeah, Wildcard, this attack could start good. They're in a good position and making some good progress with hard breaching. How they deal with that Clash is a question that I'm not sure we're going to get an answer to until the very end of the round.
I mean, a lot's happened in the first minute. Everything's been opened up via breaches, but that Clash, we have to keep, you know, coming back to it. I really see how that's going to play out. I've also got a message. So obviously your NAL analyst has failed us with the stat that we were asking. And I've got the EUL analyst on the case. So what was the question you wanted to ask him? Wait, we'll come back to it as Packer's in.
Packer is in at the top of main stairs with Diffuser and another one onto Kino. The 5v3 here for Wildcard, but Packer's got Case and he's pushing for more kills. Loses the Case inside a Dragon as Diaz now has it at his feet. Gomez retreating up the main stairs, get cut down, so it's just Diaz alone to keep us off a match point. A beautiful shot there onto Surf. Still trying to persevere behind the Dragon statue. Eyes on the Diffuser. Trying to guard this with his life in the 1v3 on about 40 HP. Drone's coming in to assess his location. The pre-fire just narrowly misses. Yas thinking about it, trying to hide behind the
what a
shrine, but
shot.
there goes Merc with a beautiful shot, and it's a 6-2 lead on map point now for Wildcard.
My goodness, Wildcard just walked in. They just said, hey, let's just try and get the quick kills. They walked in at, what, a minute 30 there, give or take, and M80 just couldn't shoot back. And now they've dropped points. M80 have dropped points, and there's still a very long road to go before M80 even think about overtime. So what was the stat you were after, Rob?
Plant rate for karaoke and teas. I had the wrong bomb site in my
Plant
head.
rate for karaoke and tea room. That's what we need to find. So I'll get onto the EUL analyst, which, in my opinion, is the better one out of the two of them.
I think if Wildcard continued the pace, the question's not going to get answered before the game is over. So we can just leave that into the ether. It's all good. Not sure if we have a timeout coming out here from M80 or not. They already used it, actually. Round 3 is when they use their timeout, so they don't have another attack here. Back against the wall, and it is 6-3, not 6-2. My apologies. M80 did get a defensive round, but they're going to need a lot more here. You can see the face on DS, just the anguish, the exasperation. It's a 3-round deficit here to pull out of. They will have the luxury,
10
though.
seconds remaining.
And we'll go back to kitchen and barbecue. We'll see if they can pull this one off, just not
5
very
seconds to
confident
insertion.
in their office and karaoke defense after that run.
Attackers are heading
Yeah,
out to
I've
defuse
even
the
seen
bomb.
that Diaz, throughout the course of the game, he's shaking his head a few times, very disappointed. I think the mood of M80 is, again, it's not good enough. We mentioned before, Rob, the standard of this team should be way up there. But it's not here in Skyscraper. But we cannot take anything away from Wildcard. I think that they have played the defense really well. It's exactly what I want to see teams play like, with the aggression, falling back, using the utility. For the attacks, pretty creative as well, pretty fast when they need to be. They see these little pockets of space, they go for it. But at the same time, they're bringing a lineup which screams we can even slow it down to our pace, because they know that it's going to be M80 who have to try and get back into the game. Wildcard can just stall them out. They can make M80, just lose the patience, and then M80 will start making mistakes, and they'll capitalize off them.
Well, here comes Geisha. Both walls, the exterior and interior reinforcement, will be taken apart, but so will his drone. Adam chucks his drone directly into the Selma, but Kino will get down. An M870 on the Jaeger was not long for this world, but 2 immediate downs, one on a Frostmat. The vaulted unsuccessful as well, as everyone gets cleaned up. Trying to send in there, it's Iconic for 3. Hiding inside a kitchen, has somehow persevered here. Adam will clean his down, or someone else's down from before. Now it's just Spirits alone. And the 1v4 taking damage from the goo mine, the collapse coming from Black Stairs. Yeah, that's That's a tough one there for Wildcard, trying to flood into the bomb site early. They get ripped apart.
They do indeed. I mean, it keeps them here. For the meantime, M80. Oh, we see a smile. We see a laugh, a chuckle. We don't see many of them on this map. But there we are. Maybe something a little bit more happier mood for them.
Well, I'd say for M80 here, like you said, getting the vibes up. It's one to come back with. I think for Wildcard there, like you said, they have the luxury of setting tempo in every single round because they still maintain the lead. They still maintain map point here, a 6-4 scoreline. Problem is that now M80 have tea and karaoke afforded to them once again. It has opened up, as it has been 2 rounds since they defended it successfully previously. And can't quite tell, but I'm pretty sure we're back there. So for M80, trying to send this thing to round number 12, all 12 rounds in regulation, looking to be needed here if M80 is to persevere on this bomb site. Then you've got barbecue and kitchen locked out, and you've got tea and karaoke locked out if you win this round. So you've got to make a reattempt of office and exhibition.
So the superior analyst has got back to us. So he says on average it's around 20% for the plant rate.
Are moving out to
Really?
locate a bomb and defuse it.
That's higher than I thought it would have been. Okay,
There you go.
Thank you, superior analyst.
Jesse J Chick, take notes. That's how it's done. Again, I'm sure Jack will, do some coaching lessons to show you how it's done. Obviously, he will charge you. We know that. We know that's the way it is. So Jesse, you have to get your session booked now.
Well, we see Merc running back to Blackbeard here, and it was a confusing round for him. He actually did get a kill on Blackbeard. I'm gonna, again, venture a guess, but that's the first Blackbeard kill of the NAL stage thus far. Took a lot of damage from a nitro cell hitting the windowsill, but his shield's lived on. Didn't take any damage there. He's changed his position now, dispatching up a Wham-Eye Magnet inside a Dragon. And this far side across here seems to be supported by Merc, holding at the top of Black Stairs, trying to cut off rotations with the face shield. Covering him nicely, trying to apply some pressure here to any rotations in the Black Stairs by M80. And an upside down rappel coming out from the karaoke window as well from Spirits. Again, this might be a direct to site take for Wildcard.
Yeah, it feels like just the build up for the big plunge that comes in where Wildcard will just flood through the site and sweep everything away. They need to make sure that they're all in synergy for that. If one player falls behind on a full 5v5 execute, the defenders will be on top. So they really need to make sure that the team chemistry, the comms, everything is on point. They still have a lot of time to get things ready. Merc, who's someone who we know can be a little bit aggressive in sometimes where he shouldn't be. I think Merc needs to stay alive because he's going to be the main guy controlling this side of the map, making sure that you can lock down the player on the backstairs, which, as we've seen now, will be Kino on that beloved smoke of his. Diaz eliminates Packer. He goes down. Packer has had the greatest of games at the moment here, Rob. He's 4-10.
Yeah, it looks like he and Adam were trying to work Geisha as a lone tandem while Spirits is on the karaoke rappel, and you've got Merc at the top of Black Stairs. So Merc's now lost both of his shields. Spoit taking some damage inside of Geisha as well through the breach. Surf down below, trying to do some damage as well. Merc is going back and forth, but nobody's able to clean the kill. The nade will miss, and now Adam's gonna have to vault into Geisha with the diffuser. Attempted rappel in there from Spirits, doesn't go well. Surf will grabs Spoit though. Adam now inside of Geisha, evading an impact. Diffuser now surrendered inside of Geisha, so now this is falling apart in a hurry for Wildcard. Merc at the bottom of Black Stairs loses out immediately to the M590, and now it's just Surf at the bottom of Restaurant Stairs, trying to push his way up, pull down and finish off Diaz, taking a lot of damage from behind. Yeah, there's more impacts coming flying in at him, and he's looking skyward, but Gomez has dropped. Engage in this battle, and it's iconic actually to close it out from inside Geisha, and we're going to round 12.
That round for Wildcard, it was all individual. You looked, Rob, it was one guy died, 5 seconds there, another guy died, and then another one. And one thing that didn't happen was the kills weren't being traded back out. It's fine losing your members like one by one like that, as long as you're getting the kills back in return. So Wildcard, if you want to try and play that type of siege, you need to make sure you're working together, working twos, make sure if one of your players pushes in and dies, you are there to get that refrag. Wildcard obviously going to go for the timeout. This is really their only chance that they can use that. They want to make sure they can lock out all of the points here and now. Because M80, we know they're a team where, Rob, if they have a sniff of a comeback, a bit of momentum, that little snowball starts rolling into a bigger one, they will smash you into a million pieces.
We saw it earlier today on Bank, man. 5 rounds in a row. So it's a precarious situation that Wildcard find themselves in. They had the advantage, the 6-3. You lose 2 rounds, and all of a sudden it gets a hell of a lot closer, and this overtime could be a possibility here. Unfortunate thing here for M80 is they have surrendered at going down 6-3 the ability to secure all 3 points. Wildcards still have that opportunity should they be victorious on attacking, what will most likely be an office and exhibition defense from M80. M80 still looking for 2 points here, and again, the winner of this game, no matter who it is, will be in first place. Wildcard were able to get the regulation win here, 7-5 scoreline. They would secure themselves a spot in the playoffs after a torrid week number 1. M80 is just trying to continue their reign of dominance, only dropping 1 game so far this stage, and trying to keep that record alive.
Round number 12. It will be decided on the office, which was a big win for Wildcard the last time they attacked this, so M80 are going to have to do something they probably don't want to do, and that is go over to this site, but because they've won the previous 2, they have no choice. Living room was never going to be an option for them. But they sacked off the Clash entirely, and they went back to the more traditional route of bringing in that mirror, maybe seeing that essentially the Clash just got ignored about. That's what happened. They were really hoping that Wildcard will almost take the bait and spend so long on trying to clear a Clash on that balcony, which is, yeah, it's a lot harder than you think. So they've kind of went for, okay, if they're not going to take the bait and chase after the Clash, let's just go traditional, let's go basic, and just try and grind out a win.
Well, it looks like that first mirror window in the solo wall top of main stairs has already been taken care of. Like you said earlier on when Kino was playing the Cali, Thatcher is up. So while there was a Kaid Claw on the wall, it was just one. There wasn't Diaz there ready to trick a second one. 2 EMPs used and 1 Ace Selma, and there goes your mirror. First grenades coming up from the front door entrance here from Surf, trying to claim anyone inside of Exhibition. Not spotting anyone as the B bomb site entirely has been vacated by M80. Spoit, the closest one to the bomb site, is everyone else now trying to play over towards Dragon, towards Terrace, trying to hold out on a horizontal push. But there isn't really a horizontal push coming again for Wildcard. Last time it was from the top of main stairs and that solo wall where they entered, and this time it seems like it's going to be a replication of that strategy from Wildcard, just trying to get to the bomb site and avoid the map control that NA have on the opposite side.
You see Surf setting up the cameras to maybe just walk up the house stairs. He has an 8 in hand. We'll try and pick one out inside of Dragon, but instead just decides to go back down the stairs, and I like that control from Surf. He knows that if he gives himself up, his team loses a lot of pressure, you know, just with the man capabilities, and especially Surf, who has had a pretty good game, 11-7 so far. You want to make sure that that man stays alive whenever the kills do start to come in. He's there to provide a helping hand.
Nitro Cell comes out from Kino. It won't collect, but Spoit will grab the first one. Adam will grab one. Spirits is downed in the process. Mark on 20 HP will get downed outside the office breach as well. This is looking good here for M80 to force the issue into overtime. Looks like Spirits is downed inside of Terrace. Surf has jumped in the exhibition window, though. He's made it into the bomb site. A lot of time here, though, and no opportunities affording themselves to him as Adam will grab Dios. It will be a res here. Onto Spirits. Adam able to vault out the Terrace double window. The walls reinforced in towards Dragon. A possibility here, but the flank coming out from Iconic on the Valkyrie. Not sure if anyone on Wildcard has spotted this just yet, as they'll condense into the bomb site, tandem with the Candelas.
They don't know.
Here comes the flank from Iconic. They have no idea. The red ping's coming out from the Valkyrie cameras. Here comes Iconic, waiting and dropping them both with a quick spray of headshots. And we are going to overtime.
Yeah, Iconic is one of those little magic players who really make the team tick. Some of the plays he does, these little pocket plays, which some people think, oh, you know, why would anyone ever do that? You know, I think we've seen from some of the interviews, he sees the game very differently than I think a lot of us. You know, what we may think is crazy to us is, you know, option number 1 for him some of the time. So yeah, very, very smart player. And yeah, picks up that great flank, eliminates both of them. M80 have got the comeback. And at this stage, I worry now for Wildcard, because not only have you gave M80, you know, that momentum to get back into the game, Wildcard just looks as if, you know, the mental now potentially could be shot. Absolutely shot. They had 3 rounds to close out the game and get all of their points. They've tossed that to the side.
Back and forth game here, 4-2 halves for either side. It seemed like it was getting off to a poor start there for M80, but they're able to claw it all the way back, and they will be on the defensive side for overtime.
10 seconds
So
left
very
before
fortunate
insertion.
bounce there for M80, and for Wildcard, they're going to have to win attacks like
5
they did
seconds
early
left.
on in the half. They're going to have to win at least one to win this in
Attackers are
overtime,
moving
get
out
the
to
full
locate
2
a bomb
points
and
available.
defuse it.
M80 will have the option of only winning defensive rounds to win 8-7 and take the full 2 points.
Bomb
Wildcard
located by
have
attackers.
certainly got the power to get an attack. We've seen that before, but of course these past few rounds have not been helpful to them in the slightest. So I think M80 will be very happy to know that they do have the defense side start on Skyscraper. Merc gets himself into an early engagement. Oh, look at that bit of aggression from Spoit. Gives it right back to Merc. Shuts him down. Spoit 10 and 10 gets himself into the positive range now, and misses the keeper barrier. It was ready to be expanded, but barrier got shot before it was. Spoit didn't lose anything from it though. Will be able to fall back and get in the opening pick. You take down Merc, you take down an entry, you take down the nades. That's a big hit to Wildcard.
Absolutely. And like you said, just giving it back to him as Merc was aggressing the most on the Azami, ironically enough. And now Spirits on this blitz does have some friends out here on the Geisha balcony. He's gonna have to go in pretty aggressive to try and clear out Geisha itself. Debating heading back towards the window. I would bet my life that there's a frost mat underneath it, so Spirit's gonna have to come in through the breach. Waiting for the rest of his team to group up with him and try and push in through Drum at the same time. Make sure he's not getting shot in the back from these kill holes made to the single wall. King's coming out, and Spirits will just watch helplessly as Iconic goes for a full rotation downstairs. Just vacated Geisha, so freedom of opportunity to move in is afforded to him. The Ace Selmas will go out just to confirm this and make sure they have visibility towards the double door. Geisha wide open, and Wildcard still not able to do much with it.
See Spirits. Wonder what kind of play he wants to make. Is he maybe going to try and drop the hatch? Will he try and aggress onto anyone who could be below? And we know there is one player down there at least for M80, but instead gets himself in towards Karaoke. And this is a great position for him, but look at that from M80. They both back off. They try and support each other. They don't allow Spirits to have these individual 1v1s, but he's created off space. That is exactly what he needs to do, is create this space for his team. Wildcard have moved through. They've swept up everyone else. Now Kino has a big old clutch to take on. We know he's been very good as of late, but this could be a tough task, Rob.
This is dangerous here as Kino's brought it from a 1v4 to a 1v2. Just Packer and Surf to hold off the incredible 1v4 here for Kino. Plant is down inside of Karaoke, neither attacker close by. Smoke's being used for cover. Shotgun's wildly spraying. He will spot one at the Dragon Shrine and smoke him off. Trying to go straight to the diffuser. Surf below on the IQ will spot him, and he will do enough damage with that P12. And it's Wildcard. Like you said, they're making the room with the blitz. Spirit's able to push enough people off the bomb site. The Wildcard attack is successful, and they'll put us back on a map point.
It just showcases Blitz in another light that maybe we haven't had a chance to really see. You know, we see, I think, a good bit of Blitz action today. A lot of it has been, we're trying to push in, aggressively kill this one guy, then we open up the bomb site. You know, we've seen that on Cafe. We've seen that earlier, what Keenan was trying to achieve. I think that highlights the impact that Blitz can have with creating space for your teammates. Blitz, yes, is known for being that 1v1 engagement, one player who can just get in your face and kill you very easily. M80 realizing that, they don't want to give the Blitz those 1v1s gunfights. But as we've seen the rotates come in, I believe it was Diaz on the Frost, he's seen the Blitz. He knew it was coming for him. He fell back out of Karaoke. He went beside Kino, so then Kino and him can play crossfires off each other. Blitz can only take on one person at a time. But by then, Diaz leaving his position, and then Kino having to look and assist that Blitz, the amount of space that's created in that bomb site, it opens things up. If they know the Blitz is going to be in towards top black, no one's in Karaoke, everyone's going to be looking towards that Blitz. It just enables everyone else. A great showcase of how Blitz can be used in a different way that maybe a lot of people don't think about. It's how it supports the team.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Oh, here we go. It's crunch time once again for M80, and they're going to have to win an attack in response. Should they do so, they do get to go back to the defense, but this could be Cafe all over again. Attacker-sided Cafe in the previous game between SSG and OXG led to an all-defensive overtime. It'll be the same kind of story here as a defensive-sided Skyscraper in regulation. They're turning to attacker-sided Skyscraper in OT. Can openers being used here from Spoit in tandem with the EMP, so once again, the solo wall at the top of main stairs will be used, and M80 still trying to go for these far side clears, and you've seen this has been one big distinction between the two attacking methodologies, is Wildcard is very direct to sight. They don't want as much map control as it seems M80 does on their clears.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. I've noticed certainly different kind of setups for both sides, which, I mean, it's sometimes good to see, you know, the approach of both teams. And, you know, I think sometimes we go into games and it seems to be like, you know, carbon copies of one another where it's very similar, but I think both sides have played it differently, just their own preference, their own style. Oh dear, what you don't want to see. Gomez loses 80 health right from the get-go. That does put him down to that 20 HP mark. Spoit on that Ying, which let's make sure he stays alive. He's going to be a big reason why M80 can get really any grasp of this round, is using those Candelas, giving himself a big advantage in those gunfights.
First Candela will go out. I imagine you're trying to pull anyone towards Drum, bait out anyone to make a mistake and swing onto Spoit. No such luck will be had. As like you said, surrendering that much health early for Gomez is problematic, but very lucky that there wasn't anyone still holding on the far side for Wildcard to clean up that kill and get the opener. We stand at a 5v5 as a minute and change starts to tick down on the clock. Another Candela will go in towards the top of main stairs, trying to establish dominance over this power position and try and work their way in towards T, but there goes the Nitro, goes soaring and will collect the life of Kino. Wildcard trying to hold out and win this thing 8-6, not need a 15th round, and they're doing well so far. Merc will grab what was left of Gomez, so cleaning up his own frost mat down from before. It's a 3v5 now for M80, trying to push his way into Geisha. Spoit with the diffuser, sees a target as he whips out a Candela, just more siege timing, gets gunned down by the crossfire. Iconic and Diaz both taking damage. Diaz wins out, there goes Spirits again, so now it's Diaz for 2, and it's a 2v3 to work out of here for M80. No case controls, it's surrendered inside of Geisha. This is a tough spot to work out of the last two remaining members of M80. And Selma will go out from Diaz, trying to open up into T, but here comes the swing. The TCSG devastates Diaz. It's all Iconic alone, who has recollected the diffuser inside of Geisha, dancing around the corner, decapitates Surf with the SMG-12, sprinting towards the hallway in immediate haste, sees the breach, but doesn't opt to use it, trying to sprint his way all the way around to T. Needs to get this kill, but it's a Pokeball from Adam, and Wildcard will continue their reign of dominance from week 1, and they will topple the kings of M80.
Incredible from Wildcard. They take down a giant of M80. That's going to be us done for the casting of the day, but the desk still has more work to be done. Take it away, lads.
It's honestly pretty crazy. When Wildcard came into the league for the first time, not very many people were giving them a chance, and now suddenly we're done with day 4 and we can confidently say the king of North America still has yet to be taken away from them. That's not something I thought we'd be talking about, but now we're literally in a scenario where the brand new team, who's been a squad for 3 weeks, if that, is still at the top of the league right now.
Where are the doubters now? There can't be any left at this point. They've defeated every single team coming up against them, barring one. They still sit at the very top of the leaderboard. They've beaten M80, the team hailed as the ones who were supposed to knock Wildcard off the pedestals. We keep waiting for this team to be dethroned, and it's just not going to happen at this point.
Well, I'm glad to see that people are testing them on different maps, and they are closing out these maps still in a fashion that's showing that they are a strong competitor in the league and showing why they are taking first place yet again.
Impressive stuff coming through here. Obviously a great game from M80 as well. We saw so many good games today. Another one going to overtime coming through here. Fantastic showcase from M80. But of course, you just can't get it done towards there in overtime. Really interesting rounds as well coming through here. We saw a lot of Cali being brought. We saw some Blitz being utilized. We saw Blackbeard. I don't know if I've ever seen this much operator diversity throughout a match of Skyscraper, but it was a joy to watch.
It was looking like operator roulette for the most part. Like I said, seeing Blackbeard, that caught me off guard a little bit. The Cali play, that was a little different, especially on such a close quarters map using a sniper rifle. Of course, it's Kino bringing it, so do you really question it at that point? But again, it was a barn burner, back and forth.
It's heartbreak still for M80 to come this close. I think it's a good thing that they were able to keep things close, even if it's still an overtime loss. That's still a good precedent for the future that they were still in it. It's literally just whatever happens in overtime does not always reflect what happens in regulation. Crazy stuff.